Welcome to Wisdom Woman podcast. I believe that is in constant change and growth, not in perfection, that we find happiness. In this podcast, I'm going to be talking with top performance professionals about tools, techniques, new ideas on how to develop your communication skills, use your creative thinking, be a team player, manage your tasks like a pro, be motivated, become an expert on relationships, and a problem solver. Everything you need to be 5 stars in all areas of your life. My intention is to help you develop your skills and find balance between your professional and personal life. My name is Bettina Meyer-Fluke, and I hope I can be your trusted advisor. Hello, we are here today with a special guest. Her name is Maritza. I met her 5 years ago when I arrived here in the United States, and I'm so proud to have her as one of my friends, as I can say, because I admire her so much for her entrepreneurship skills, to see her as a mother, to see her interacting with her employees. She's growing so much since I met, and it's nice to have peers that are growing to the same direction. So I want to grow my business. I know she's very focused on growing her business as well, but she's also dedicated to be an awesome mom, an awesome spouse, and she's been applying a lot of tools that she learned also with coaching and in her life. And we have here today to share those tools with you. Our topic today is how to make your relationships at home even better, not only at home but at work, and what can you do to strengthen your relationship in a good way where you create trust, that you can rely on each other. And she's been doing this like smoothly in her life. So welcome, Marisa. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you, Bettina. I'm happy to be here.
I think before we start talking about the tips that we want to share, I think it will be wonderful for people to understand, where do you come from? How did you start as an entrepreneur? Tell your story, tell everything that you can so people can relate with all the difficulties you had to start your business, to find your love in your life.
Mhm.
So tell us everything.
So, I am a mother of five, three biological, two bonus children. So, we are a blended family. My husband and I met about 7 years ago and have just tried to really blend our families through communication, through connection, through commitment. We run a few businesses. I run a small business out of Northern Colorado, and I have 7 employees right now. 2020 was pretty difficult, but we were able to survive, and now we're thriving.
And you have a business together with your husband.
Yes,
You guys
the
work
other
in
business.
fresh food. Can you tell a little bit about this
Mhm.
business? Because I think it's awesome. You have amazing products. Tell us about the service.
So both my husband and I wanted to be able to help one of our children. He is a young adult and he has special needs. So when 2020 happened, the COVID-19 and the pandemic happened, we had to pull him out of the job he was at because of him being immunosuppressed. So we came up with the idea, instead of just doing farmers markets, which we had been as a family, maybe we could help deliver fresh produce to people's homes. And this is local fresh produce. So my son, helps with inventory as well as stocking, as well as distributing the bags that we put together for clients in all of Colorado, actually. Our peak season is May through October. Right now, we're dormant, but applying a lot of the things that I've learned through the happiness journey, we are going to come back in the spring really strong. Right now, we are using some of the SMART goals, so that we could come up with a list for nonprofits, families that we could, or even neighborhoods that we could advertise to and try to focus on bringing that Colorado fresh produce to.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. And you were talking about your kids. I remember when Jennifer started doing coaching with me. And as a mom, we always put our kids first. So we started talking and see, hey, why not doing coaching for your business to grow? And then you came to me and said, you know what? I rather invest in my kids. So can you help my daughter, Jenny, find what she wants to do? So why don't you share about her story on how much she grew by having coaching sessions, and she flew out of the nest. And
That's
I
right.
don't know if you like it, but can
Mhm.
you tell how this all happened?
Yeah. So, little bit of that background is I have two young adults and three teenagers at home. Jenny is one of my young adults, and she graduated high school 2020, which was that difficult year. But even besides that difficult year, she was at a point that she was stuck as a senior, needing to move on and go on. I thought, well, not just as mom giving advice or as family trying to connect and communicate with her, an outside source, which was you, Bettina, would be helpful to give her the points and just resources that she needed at that point. So, Jennifer did life coaching one on one session with you. And I'm happy to say that she is happy. And that was one of my biggest goals for her. She is. She went to a class and did a course that was a 4 month class, and she finished that. So now she is in the dental field. She also got a roommate, so she was able to fly the nest, as you said, and become a bit more independent in that time. She's also flourished a little more socially. She was more of an introvert, but she's learned a lot of the skills, or applied a lot of the skills, excuse me, that she learned through you in her everyday life, in her professional life. So she's on the right track. I'm really happy to say that.
I think one of the most important things that we were able to teach her was about how to manage her finances. And this was huge because we worked side by side with you, helping her understand what is the cost of living by herself, what are all the expenses around having a car, and how to include your dream inside your budget to be happy all the time and achieving things that will make you happy. And can you explain how it was when she came home and she wanted to discuss about budgeting, and you said, "Oh no, this is nothing. We don't talk about budget with our kids." And then you open yourself and saw the transformation. I thought this was such a good story.
Yeah. So I thought I was protecting her by not letting her know how expensive things were, like how much we had to work and how much we had to budget and commit to different areas in our lives: housing, food, clothing, activities. Again, we're a family of seven. But then when she started wanting to branch out, we had to sit down and say, we actually have a family budget. Things are color coordinated and by category, thanks to my husband. And we sit down at the end of each month so that we can prepare for the following month. So, yeah, we sat down with her and told her, these are the numbers that you have to bring in so that you can live independently. And that was a realization for her when she saw that tangibly with the color coordinating, with the categories. She was able to understand a little more. And then again, I realized that I probably was hurting her, not being transparent with these life skills. And now we're doing that with our other kids. We have a 17-year-old that's going to be a senior here soon. And we're doing the same thing with him now. So we're giving him Head Start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another thing that I was really proud of her was to find her talents. We were able to talk about what she liked to do in life, what are her skills, and how can she use those skills to find something that she loved. And she was really lost. She didn't know what she wanted to do. Now she has a profession, she has a job, she's happy with it. How
That's
was
right.
this transformation?
as mom, it's amazing. It's exciting. One of her things was that she was pretty insecure about her Spanish because she was partially bilingual, we could say. Um, she has really dedicated time to learning Spanish, whether it's asking me questions or even looking at soap operas or just um, clips online that have Spanish. And now she's able to bring that into her career. And she just got a raise a few weeks ago because she's able to put that on her resume and be able to execute that in her workplace. So she feels a little more confident with her Spanish. And that's a skill that she didn't know that she could uncover.
Yeah, it was amazing seeing her flourish and also flourish on her relationships because she has a natural talent of integrating people, of
Mhm.
being that confident friend. And we were able to talk about those strengths and how to use this on her benefit to strengthen and open more opportunities for friendships. Is this a change that you could notice on her too?
Yeah, so right now in her career, she has to speak with people all the time, make them feel comfortable and greet them and just talk them through the process. She's in a dental office, so that can be pretty intimidating. So now she feels a bit more confident so that she can use that skill. Besides, she's got a beautiful smile and she's able to use that as well. She does have a very good friend and she is able to develop that. I think they're planning a road trip here coming summer, and that is a good connection for her as well. I do want to add that she was feeling a little insecure, and I think we get that at some points in our lives, right? As a teenager, as a woman, coming out into the world to work, to be independent, to be resourceful. But now I see a lot more growth in her to the point that she does have a boyfriend. And that is a good choice that she has made. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really proud of her, but I'm proud of
And
you too, to have your heart dedicated to your kids and putting them always first. But then your time came and you decided to join the Happiness
right.
Journey program and decided to invest time in yourself. How was this process of being involved with the Happiness Journey, creating a morning routine for yourself, figuring out things by yourself? Tell us a little bit about it.
So, yeah, the happiness journey definitely gave us a vast toolbox so that we could use throughout these 6 weeks of the course. And there is a lot of information. And at first, I felt like, what am I doing with all of this information? But as we got a bit more comfortable and we were able to have one on ones with you as well, I realized that this is a toolbox that I can use per each occasion, per things that I want to achieve or what I might be working on at the moment or in the future. Some of the things that I've really enjoyed um, came throughout the challenge. Again, it's a 6 weeks challenge, but in week 5, for me, that really enlightened my life. You talked about cycles of growth, the 7 year cycles. And that was very informative for me personally as what I'm going through. I'm in my mid 40s and why I have this hunger, this desire to continue to learn so that I can flourish as a mom, as a woman, as an entrepreneur, as a boss, as a wife, as a community member, finding that balance as well. So the tools that you gave us have been amazing and I'm still incorporating many of them that I hadn't throughout that 6 week challenge that I'm learning to incorporate now, again, as I'm achieving goals and as I'm growing.
How about relationships? This is one of your areas of expertise. I love what you said, what you did for Valentine's Days for your kids. What are the things that you learn? The different generation, how to relate with your couple, the personality test that you received. How did you embed it, everything in your life? Give us some tips on how it was the relationship part of it.
Yeah, again, lots of great and helpful tools. One of the tools that I incorporated was, especially with my 14-year-old, um, the expectation versus an agreement. An expectation is something that I didn't realize that it's something that you have to live up to, something someone else puts on you, not necessarily a mutual understanding, a mutual agreement. So, my husband had a trip planned for his business right at the seventh week. So, right after our 6 week challenge. Um, so we were thinking, how can I be a part of his work trip? A workcation is what we call it, so that we could connect. Yeah, so that we could connect as well. So we had to have the kids on board for that because we were going to be out of the state actually. So with my 14-year-old, we sat down and we talked about those creating a mutual agreement, creating that mutual understanding. The house wasn't burnt down, there was no parties, so we did well. He went to his classes. He understood and agreed to what was expected of him and what he felt comfortable with and what he could relate to as well while we were going to be gone. So, yeah, in that time that we were gone, my husband and I were able to really connect and communicate. And that was one of the big things that we needed. We're running these different businesses. We have our careers. We have a blended family. We needed time for ourselves to regroup and just rekindle the relationship as well. And that means in many forms, instead of just always or many times having a business meeting when we're talking about the kids and their schedules and their activities or our business schedules, it was just time for ourselves to nourish and refocus. And that has been great for us.
And how about the annual planning? Did Happiness Journey brought you different perspective on how to plan your year, not just thinking about business? How did you incorporate it, your personal life in your annual planning?
Yeah, so you gave us a tool for the trips and important dates in our lives. So that was something that I was able to sit down with my husband, incorporate him in this, and we just sat down and talked about what we know are breaks from school, what we know that we want to accomplish of trips for our children to enrich their lives. And then we incorporated the SMART goal in that. And SMART goals I had learned in high school, but really never incorporated it into my life or even into our business. So the SMART goals is the specific, the measurable, attainable, relevant, and time based, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we were able to break that down for my business, for our family business, and for our trips. So we feel a lot more organized with that and a lot clearer with our vision, our goals, and not just a dream that we have. We've now put it in tangible writing.
What I like also is that you were able to put in practice some things that you learned with your employees. You were able to sit and give them ideas. Tell us this story. I love the story when you shared with your employees and you were able to help them also.
I'm really excited about that as well. So, you helped me through this happiness journey and our one on one time together as well to realize that I am their teacher. I am also their leader, but I'm also their teacher. So, what we do is once a month, I sit down with the 7 gals that I have on board right now, and I talk to them one on one so that I know where they're at and whatever they want to share personally, so that I can try to help meet those needs through the employment. So, in the field that we do, there tends to be a high turnover. So now that I know what their goals are, long term, short term, we are able to try to address those through the employment, through their hours, right? Through flexibility that they might need, but also trying to bring that income home. So we have agreed when it is time for them to move on, because this is a high turnover type of job, or there's other goals, right, that they have as well as individuals, I can help meet those needs by meeting with them once a month, as well as when it comes to that time that they are going to exit, they can help me train somebody else for their place. So this is great because I'm helping them succeed and flourish as well. And at the same time, they're helping me find the right person for their spot and helping
Wow.
me train them. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so proud of you. You've grown so much. And the best thing is that the best way to learn is by teaching others. And you've been doing that. You've been teaching your kids, you've been even teaching your husband for sure, and your employees. What was your favorite thing from this program, Happiness Journey?
Again, your toolbox was vast, very helpful, things that I will continue to incorporate for certain. But I really liked, oof, how to narrow this down. When you look at your hand, that we are the center of the hand, right? We have light, but we need that balance. And within that, within our life, we have our professional life, health and fitness, spirituality, family, community, and friends. All of those things are quite important, are very important in a personal enrichment and a personal journey. So I really like the tip that you said. We need to find that balance. We can be happy in some areas, but things are evolving, things are moving. So we need to sit down and be able to enrich that area. So for me right now, Bettina, health and fitness, I now have an app that I downloaded so that I know what my meals are like. I do meal prep. I have a personal trainer every Monday morning. Both my husband and I are going to the gym Wednesday evenings and Sunday mornings. So, see, I'm able to incorporate that with my husband as well. Yeah, in my spirituality, I had a hunger, I had a desire, but I didn't have that plan set out with my SMART goals that has really helped me develop it. So I'm happy to say that Thursday evenings, five women and I are getting together and just really studying and sharing and enriching our lives in a spiritual way. Um, in the other areas, professional life, I talked about the SMART goals and how we're growing our business and our the way that we are trying to help our employees flourish as well. So many things are happening, and I'm really happy to say that you have been a great part of that. The happiness journey has really enriched my life, given me the resources, and I'm able to incorporate them. And I can go on and on about the, five goals and five different areas in our lives, but that has been one that's been of impact for me.
Marisa, what can you say for someone that's afraid of investing in their own life? They're afraid of starting something or looking for help. What motivated you to move forward and invest in yourself and join the program and do the work? Because it's not just participating, but do the work.
That's
What
right.
can you say for someone that is feeling unbalanced and stuck and
Mhm.
cannot move?
So, self awareness, that was the biggest thing. That was a start of realizing that I needed help. I needed an outside toolbox, an outside resource. When I became aware that these are areas that I want to better myself in, these are areas that I would love to grow in and just have someone that could be a leader and give me the resources. That was the point that I said, okay, this is worth the time investment, this is worth the monetary investment, and this is worth the investment to put in the skills and just really learn and really devote myself, because again, there's so many things that I'm learning in the 6 weeks, but there's a few things that everyone will catch on to, that will speak to them immediately. And then there's other things that you will just continue to incorporate. I'm excited. It's been 8 weeks now since we started and finished, right, this happiness journey. And I am proud to say that I'm really happy. I'm happy where I'm at, and I'm happy to see the future and how things continue to grow and flourish for my family, for my business, for myself, for my community.
You're awesome. I really admire you. So, for
Thank
everybody
you.
that's listening to us, let's tell them how they can get in touch with you if they want to receive fresh product
That's
in
right.
their house. What is the process to learn more about your business and receive those fresh products?
Yeah. So it's coloradofreshproduce.com. And our season will begin here in late May with fresh asparagus. And then we put online what is available through the local and regional farmers. So coloradofreshproduce.com. You can log on there, and there's further information for you all, as well as joining our subscription for newsletters.
Thank you, Maritza. Thank you so much. And if you want to learn more about the program Happiness Journey, just log into my website, www.wity.tech, WITY.tech, and you're going to have a full banner taking you to the description of Happiness Journey. Get in touch with me. We can schedule one-on-one to understand if this is a better fit for your moment and if you really want to find happiness, how to do it. Thank you so much, Marisa. Thank you for being here today and sharing your lovely story.
Thank you so much, Bettina, for having me.
Thank you for listening to Wisdom Woman Podcast. To hear past and future episodes, please subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast channel. We appreciate your reviews. To give us suggestions for future show topics, please write to us at podcast@wity.tech. If you're interested in having me as your trusted advisor, schedule a strategic coaching session on my website, www.wity.tech.